Hi everyone, it's Allie and I am here to do your week ahead reading. So it's the 24th of October, which means the next time we do a week ahead reading, it's going to be Halloween. And in celebration of that, for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be using my Halloween Tarot by Kipling West. I just yesterday published my video, my Everything I've Learned From video series, and used this deck. Those of you who know me know it's one of my absolute favorites. It's just so fun and cute and sweet and awesome. I love it so much. And I love this time of year because I'm in the mood to use it. So let's see what we've got here. Because I had divided it up into suits yesterday, I'm going to shuffle, draw, shuffle, draw, shuffle, draw. So I'm not just pulling, make sure. I did shuffle a bunch before this video, but I want to make sure it's good and shuffled. Oh, jumper. That's one I talked about yesterday. I just dropped a bunch there. Pick you up. Jeepers. All over the place here. Last card. Oh, I didn't even think to pull out my Halloween Oracle. Do I have it out? Somewhere. If I feel like I really need an Oracle card, I'll pull it out, but... All right. Okay, well, it actually looks like we might have a bit of a rougher start to the week. These aren't necessarily negative cards, but they're cards where you have to do a little bit of work and a little bit of thinking. So we begin with the Seven of Swords. So in this deck, the swords, the suit of air, are bats. I actually talked about this card yesterday, so I'll talk about it again today and shorter. And then we have the Five of Pumpkins. Oh, sorry, I should have said Five of Pentacles there, obviously. This deck is really, really close to the Waite-Smith. And we finish off with the Six of Ghosts, which is the Cups. So interesting, three cards, three different suits: swords, pentacles, and cups. So no wands, which in this deck are imps. So when I look at the beginning of the week, right, the first card or the first two cards moving to the middle, I feel like there's some like emotional sorting out that needs to be done. If you combine the Seven of Swords, I'll just use the traditional terms here, and the Five of Pentacles, right? Like there's a real sense of sort of loss in both cards, or exclusion. And one of the things I talked about yesterday is in this interpretation of the Seven of Swords, you know, usually it's the guy sneaking away with the sword, like something underhanded's going on, something untrustworthy. But what I really like about this interpretation is if you do it with a bag full of bats, like it's not going to work. Like, look at those two bats. You're like, I'm out. Whatever. You can try and be sneaky, but you can't sort of take me away. And so I think it gives a real depth to this card, that he thinks he's getting away with it, but he's actually not. So this may be something where you're in a conflict with someone, or you're just feeling like someone's maybe not really trustworthy, or maybe not even that. Maybe you just don't want to put all of your like intellectual and emotional eggs in one basket when it comes to this particular person. Might be someone new in your life, or it might be a conflict at sort of work, some sort of intellectual conflict where things aren't really coming together. And as a result of that, you may sort of be feeling like on the outside, right? Like on the outs, or maybe it's like a social situation where you're just not clicking with someone that you have to click with socially because you have to get along with them at work, or you have to, they're a friend of your spouse's or a friend of your best friends. And this can cause a lot of sort of internal friction. So there may be something like that you're working through this week, that you just feel a bit on the outs because of some sort of intellectual not seeing eye to eye, something there. I can think of examples in my own family, right? Even when it comes to pandemic dealing and those kinds of things. So just some of that might be cropping up for you early in the week. But how fitting that at the end of the week, where we come to what is, for me, this real sort of holiday of nostalgia, but also of honoring ancestors, right? And honoring our past. We have the Six of Cups, this real emotional nostalgia, this grounding. And look, this card is so sweet and so kind. I also talked about this card yesterday. Actually, all of these cards, that's so funny, were in my discussion yesterday. And again, you can find that on my channel, everything I learned from the Halloween tarot. But what I really like about this is like, it's coming back to the basics of who you are and what makes you happy. And that should give you some stability in reminding yourself. Maybe you lose that a bit at the beginning of the week, but then just remind yourself, like, this is what it's all about. This joyful, childish, joyful energy that you can look back on and also think about sort of where you came from, why you have the ideas you have, right? If you're in this intellectual conflict, what's the root of that? Because you know that you're standing on solid ground there in that conflict, and you can have some confidence in that, right? Maybe the middle of the week or the beginning of the week, you're not feeling so confident, but you're right. And this strong basis, this root of what it is that you do, this sort of nostalgia for the kernel of your truth, is coming through loud and strong by the end of the week. And what a great card if this is the end of the week leading up to Halloween, right? For me, I do love all the aspects of Halloween. I love horror movies and everything spooky at this time of year, and also sort of the serious Samhain side of reconnecting with your ancestors. But I do very much feel, and this is probably why I love this deck so much, that this is in my heart. The Halloween side of it is a holiday for children. And I never wanted to like decorate my house so that it was too scary for kids to come to, that they wouldn't like the decorations and things like that. So this really just strikes a chord with me. So that's what we've got for this week. So if at the beginning of the week you're feeling like, oh my God, what's going on with my hair? I just washed it, guys. I should have been more together before I did this video. But you should know, even if you're just not feeling like you're clicking and there's some sort of intellectual conflict there where you're not meeting, it's okay. Your truth, your basis, that's what you can focus on. And if you want to get a head start on the end of the week where we've got all that fun Halloween joy, just remember that Six of Cups, that Six of Ghosts in this deck, but that Six of Cups energy, and it'll help you weather these sort of conflicts maybe at the beginning of the week. So I hope that's helpful. I'll see you on Halloween. How exciting. I hope you have an awesome week. Enjoy the spooky times ahead. So we'll see you soon.